Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. So I'm gonna go ahead and react to Anatomy of the Most Scariest Scene Ever. Either this is ever in a horror movie. I don't know what this is, but if it's the most scariest scene ever in any horror movie, then that's gonna be interesting because I'm into that. So, in case for that, I'm actually gonna put in two earphones. Alright. Let's see how scary this scene is.
This video is sponsored by CyberGhost VPN.
Alright.
If someone asked me how I got into films, without any hesitation, I would say it's because of horror films. The rush of adrenaline I felt with masterclass works like Tobe Hooper's Poltergeist, David Cronenberg's The Fly, or John Carpenter's 1982 classic
tell the truth.
more than enough to
Tell the truth. I don't know why, but the older the horror movie is, the more scarier it is.
me into the world of cinematic horror, and I watched hundreds, if not thousands, of horror films over the years. Of course, the more you watch, the less you get a.
Yeah, tell the truth. Like from like the old horror movies to the new ones, I would say the old ones were much more scarier than the new horror movies that are out nowadays. That's just my opinion.
Affected by the repetitive formula horror films tend to have, and I myself don't get scared as much as I did before. The recent addition of directors like Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, and Jennifer Kent, to name a few, has without a doubt revamped the horror genre to a certain degree, but as someone who has grown up with Asian horror, I always felt like something is missing in these recent films. Then one night, while going through my old watch list, I stumbled upon a film I had watched as a young kid, so haunting that I had refused to watch it again for years. The film itself is far from being perfect, but there's a scene that is so well done that even now it blows my mind. This scene is from a 2001 Japanese horror film directed by Kurosawa called Kairo, and it goes like this. A man finds an apartment unit sealed with bread tapes on his way back home. Attracted by its odd energy, he decides to take the tapes.
I really wonder how scary this scene is.
Off and have a look inside. The place is dark, hollow, and cold.
Who knows? I may have a different opinion. Who knows?
He walks around examining the empty space surrounding him until he reaches a dead end with red markings all over and a couch in front. Something feels off. He's too far in, a vulnerable state. What if there's something behind him? As we hold our breath in, an ominous piece of music enters the scene.
Oh my gosh. I can feel it. I'm not even kidding. From being a horror fan, I can literally feel this. The voice. That is terrifying.
And we see a woman standing still, barely visible. Of course,
they did this so damn well.
Of course, you might say, but what's interesting is that this woman is framed as a part of the background. Off from the center, away from the lights, far from the camera, like the walls, the stairs, the column. Not only is this a brilliant way to force the audiences to discover the unknown woman, but it also makes her that much more threatening because she stands as if she has always been. But this isn't the climax of the scene, it's what she does next that's truly terrifying. She walks, and she walks like this.
What about it? Oh no! I'm surprised my heart's not beating. I know how. Oh my. This is truly terrifying. Alright, let's see if I can. Dude, I can feel it. I can feel my heart about to beat like crazy. Okay. What the freaking heck was that?
Now, of course, this scene works better within the context of the film, given that you are invested in the plot leading up to this moment. And everyone is different, but for me, this was one of the most terrifying scenes of all time. But why is this so scary? Everything from the framing to the coordination of the ghost movements are all counterintuitive, defying the conventions of a horror movie.
To me, that looks like choreography. No, that was scary, and then it just broke it after they started going back to normal. Dude, I've seen some really scary movements.
There are no
It got scary, and then it went back to normal.
jump scares, no jump cuts, and no over-dramatization. It's locked in, quiet, and truthful. It shouldn't scare us, or should it? Many would think that this way of showing a ghost would result in its appearance feeling dull and boring. But understand that being frightened by a loud noise or a sudden appearance is a temporary sense of surprise, not fear. Fear comes from ambiguity, the uncertainty of the opponent's motivation, its identity, unsure of our safety, perplexed by its entrance. Take a look at the way she is portrayed on screen. She's not wearing a white gown with long hair. She's not transparent. She doesn't create any statics. She's just a woman
Oh.
in a dress, openly
Hold on. Something tells me I've seen this before.
human in her appearance. Where she's different is in her presentation. Now, she could have instantly transported
The thing is that I may have watched this one time when I was very young, but I don't remember it anymore. It was a one-time watch or something.
across the room or crawled extremely fast toward the camera, but we've seen that a million times, and more importantly, that would be so inhuman that it would overpower and nullify her human characteristics, taking the tension out of the scene. So what Kurosawa did instead is to expose the audience to the perfect uncanny valley.
Yep, there it is.
That creepiness when we encounter an entity that is almost, but not quite, human.
Yeah, and then you put in that freaking vocal, man. Dude, that shit. I mean, I can feel that shit.
So again, instead of a teleportation, she walks in slow motion. The horror augmented by its inhuman gestures, flowing like water, but in the form of a person. That's creepy enough, but the peak of the scene, in my opinion, is when she wobbles and almost falls down. There are a number of things happening here. First, the lighting. This exact
Yeah.
moment is the only time we see the ghost's face.
And
She ducks at a
yeah, that part. Oh my gosh.
precise angle that sinks her face with the only source of light in the scene. And what's beautiful is that her face doesn't have to look scary at this point to create suspense. It's the unexpected reveal itself, paired with her bizarre movement that shocks the audience. And on that note, the second thing is the movement. There are stories that Kurosawa actually casted a ballet dancer for this scene, carefully crafting each movement so that it would look as unnatural
Oh, okay.
as possible. The logic behind the peculiar motion of the ghost is impossible to grasp, and we're left with a sense of dread. Is it trying to mimic the human walk, or is it
Oh my gosh.
trying to see us better? Last but not least, what adds to the overall experience is the sound design and the camera work. The sub-bass sound effect that accompanies
This is one reason I think this is like an Asian horror movie.
the ghostly
Either Asian or Japanese. Forgot.
melodies deafens the environment, demanding us to focus on the figure in front, almost as if we are in a nightmare, locked in position, like the
Oh my gosh, I've had so many of those nightmares.
camera that stays still through the course of the walk, refusing to let the viewers escape the frame. Everything is freed only when the man finally makes a move and anxiously hides behind the couch, but not without the ghost itself being freed, now invisible to the eyes. This time it's the freedom we have that causes panic. We can move, look away, and even scream, but we don't know where the ghost is. Vulnerability. And therefore we are ready for a jump scare, prepared to forgive the cliche if it means the end to this haunting dream. But the film inhibits any form of a breakout. Not from the scene, and certainly not from the fear we face. When we see the ghost's pale hands over the couch, we accept that there is no hope, no running away. It reveals its blank face, the same way it stood, the same way it walked, as the man screams in terror. A ghost. Thank you everyone, as always.
Well, dang. That was kind of awesome, actually. I'm gonna have to look into that, thing. I've seen way better, horror movie movements, but I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reaction, go ahead and like it. Comment down below if you have any questions for me or you want to tell me something. And I will see you guys later.